Okay, folks. Today is a really, really important topic, and this is what I want you to remember for the rest of your lives. That I might as well write down. Since this channel is mainly based about brick and mortar business owners, local businesses that I have my experience in, and I don't want to get out of what I have experience in. In that context, today we're again talking about the important thing, which is what we can offer in any sales or marketing conversation, be it an ad, be it a VSL, be it any kind of email, a text. What can we offer to a consumer, to a customer, in order to be able to attract him immediately? And when I say immediately, I mean the word. It isn't something like creating an identity and then wanting them to come someday. It's like immediate response. What gets them to you immediately, on point, straight? For example, if you run an ad, what can you put in your ad copy so that the person seeing the ad responds immediately? It's like if we generically talk, every single ad or every single business that runs any kind of marketing campaign or is in any sort of marketing, be it traditional, technological, digital, they have an offer. But there are always two types of offers, right? And the most important thing is, one thing is what we call implied offer, and the other thing is what we call direct response offer. Just before I give you a little bit of context about this, I have a video that's around 20 minutes long, where I make you understand the psychology, the concept of what should a local brick and mortar business owner prefer, or eventually what must he prefer, what should be his top #1 priority in terms of marketing, and what should be the objectives, and how and why marketing should be done that way in order to be able to attain those objectives. You can go back onto my channel. There is a 20-25 minute video where the thumbnail says something like "sales are greater than views." There I explain what type of marketing a brick and mortar business owner must do and not deviate from that. It's like a straight path that leads you to success. Now, when I say implied offer, it's a kind of offer where you simply just do any sort of marketing. Like if let's talk about a funeral home, they'll say we have been in business from 1999. We have done this, this, and this. And if it's implied offer is like, if you need us, we are here to help you. And if we talk about the direct response offer and this concept based on what today's whole video is, it's like, if you want this, then do this. For example, if you are a chiropractor and you have an ad copy and that you have eventually campaigned on any digital platform, your ad should directly say, to get our free, no obligation XYZ, any kind of thing that you can provide as of value. And I'll get to that in a second. Call now. And this is the important thing. Every time you start a campaign, you hop onto the marketing, you hop onto advertising, it is important to understand that what can I offer? It's like a question that you have to ask yourself every single time, that what can I offer in order to have that person take action immediately? And what is that? There are different aspects of understanding that. One aspect is you have something called lead magnet. And every time I speak about all these marketing strategies and business strategies, my whole point is value higher, price lower. What I mean by that is, you price immediately high, but your price should always be less in comparison to the value that you provide, even if you charge $1 million for some sort of service. The value that you provide for it should be worth 5 million or 10 million uh, compared to the price that they had to pay for it. And the whole thing is, and the whole ideology is what I apply. The whole ideology is what I apply every single time, even in basic businesses as well. So there's another concept of a similar concept of that applies here, is in order to attract a patient immediately in your ad, through your marketing, you provide a lead magnet, and that lead magnet should be really, really full of value. When I talk about value, it's like it's like something that my competitors charge for, and if I give that free. And the whole point of that is attention, because marketing is only done to control attention. If you can control attention, that means you controlled attention, and controlling that attention led you to your objective, which was response. You gave something for free, and if that was compelling and valuable enough, for getting that free, you had a process wherein you said to get, for example, to get a free guide, let's say generically speaking, to get a free guide, call on this number. You got their information. You got a lead. And getting a lead, that means getting information of somebody that you can contact, to whom you can sell your services or your things or products later, is the #1 most important thing in a business in order to be able to maintain a steady flow of customers. If you provide a lead magnet, again I say, if you provide a lead magnet that is of value, and when I say value, it is something that your competitors charge for and is compelling enough, that can have these guys take action immediately. Again, let's now talk specific. For example, to get your free planning kit, call on 708-213-3412, for example. Right? So it's as important to understand that it's every time a game and fight of value. It is never a price problem, it's a value problem. And when you start an ad campaign and it appears in front of a cold audience, all you gotta do is gain trust. So if you give and not ask, you will immediately win, because something that you give builds credibility, it controls attention. And by controlling that attention, when you apply certain frameworks behind controlling that attention and providing that one thing for free that is considered as a lead magnet in general terms, you have a lead, you have a customer later. All right. So everything that I say is based on value. Like, do so much for people that they feel it's important to pay you back. If you give something of immense value, do you think they're not going to take action? If a chiropractor, for example, hops on a free consultation for a person, do you think that other person is not going to take action? If a plastic surgeon does a free consultation for a person one-on-one, even if it's virtual, do you think that other person is not going to take action? It's always a value problem. It was never price problem for a customer. But just to build that credibility by providing value is the key point here inside cold advertising. Every time you advertise, keep this in mind, there will be a reason. Let me write that down for you. It's like, there will be a reason for the person to respond right now. There will be always a reason to respond right now. And the reason is what? To get your XYZ. It's only one example of that. It can be done in many different ways. But the whole ideology is, the whole philosophy behind, psychology behind it is, you gotta interrupt the pattern. You gotta trigger their curiosity. For example, if I'm a person looking for a chiropractic adjustment, a back pain relief, and an ad appears in front of me, and I see that ad, and there's something called to help relieve your back pain using some tooth whatever exercises. We have created a free guide that can help you at home. Call now or email now to get it, no obligation. Do you think that won't build trust? To understand the reasons behind back pain and see what suits you the best, call now to get a full detailed informative video guide. Right. So these things is it's and advertising is always about copywriting. If you have these things fitted in, sorted out, then your ad copy does not become a generic ad copy. It becomes a bulletproof and something that cannot be penetrated because it has trust. It does not lack those important things in order for a person to take action. And more, more specifically, I say it becomes a sheet of bullet points. And when your ad copy becomes, a spreadsheet of bullet points, then that's what does the job and work for you. It's simple. It's simple to say. It's simple to speak, but very complicated to do. But if you master it as a business owner or as a marketer, and specifically as a brick and mortar business owner, you will always win. And again, I say this, that for a brick and mortar business owner, your total and straight objective for your advertising should be direct response. Whatever you do, however, if you don't want to take anything away from my video, just take this one single thing, which is I will advertise with the objective of getting straight direct response. If nothing you apply from here, just apply this one tactic. Have that psychologically engraved in your brain, in your neurons, that I will always shoot for direct response. The rest of that is bullshit. For a business owner, for a service-based, for any brick and mortar business owner, I will always want direct response. That way I will increase my sales. And whatever brand building occurs by itself will be by itself. I haven't shot for that. And that will be a happy byproduct of it. Right? So it's simple to say that doing all of these things, like it's right now, a person who's mastered all of this. If I say to you people that do this and this and this, it's quite simple to say, but complicated to understand and complicated to actually do. So I want to give you a small step framework to build your offer, or whatever things you have to keep in mind while creating an offer. Because if you start from rules, then certainly you will reach at a point where you master things and now you don't need rules enough. But in order to undo something, in order to be able to, unlearn something that isn't an advantage, that isn't a positive outcome, you gotta be able to, work yourself through the rules first. Okay, so that framework, basic framework, if I may give you, is every time you run an ad, every time you launch a marketing campaign, every time you write a copy, keep in mind that there will be always an offer. Always a direct response offer. That we called lead magnet. And what is that lead magnet? To get your free planning kit, call on XYZ, book your call now to give a missed call on XYZ number. There will be always an offer that you are going to provide for free, or at least amount. Or either way, for example, if a plastic surgeon consults the initial consultation for $250 or $300, you say, get your first consultation at $50. Wow, amazing. I'm only, if I don't, move up with the procedure, at least my $250 was saved since I enrolled only for $50. That is the way of thinking that psychologically triggers confusion, that psychologically triggers information. Right? So always an offer. Never end a conversation without an offer. In the end, have an offer. In the end, throw an offer. In the end, throw an offer in every single conversation, and you're going to see a large increase. Huge increase in your huge increase in your leads. I won't particularly say revenue, because then if for example you're someone who books consultations with the help of ads or any sort of marketing, and then the consultation occurs inside the consultation room, then it depends on your persuasion and sales tactics. If you have those of enough, you'll be able to close them and make revenue. But for now, let's shoot for leads, let's shoot for people, let's shoot for attention. So if you do these, you're gonna really dominate your area. The second thing is, there will be a reason to respond right now. You don't give out generic information. You just give something that makes them respond quickly. And that reason might be urgency. That reason might be scarcity. If this lead magnet acts as a bonus, say we can only give this to 5 specific people till Monday. Scarcity applied for 5 people. Urgency applied for, for time. Urgency was applied for time. Use both of the tactics. Only to 5 people, and people will quickly respond till Monday or till tomorrow, 7 p.m. Respond right now. It forces them to respond right now because it's something free that they have no obligation on. And it triggers the psychological, it eventually triggers their psychological thinking that, oh, okay, it's free. It doesn't cost me anything. What if I get the guide? What if I get the XYZ thing? Right? And importantly, if you give that lead magnet away, it should be full of value. Like if you have a consultation for $50, that should be full of value when the actual consultation happens, because that should be framed and structured in such a way that you will be able to persuade that person, right? Because you have built credibility by already grabbing the attention. So marketing and advertising is all about grabbing attention and having an immediate response. That's what you have to shoot an aim for always. Now, the third thing is little social proof. Always you write a copy, have some social proof. For example, if you are a doctor, put a little bit about like the highest of degree that you've attained, and say BSc or whatever that may be, MD for surgeons, MD fax, and then write help, for example, 500 people with breast augmentation, or help 500 people, or 500 if you're based in Florida, help 500 Floridians with facial plastic surgery, whatever that may be. Little bit of social proof. And if you want to put that in the actual video ad as well, do that. Put a testimonial inside the video, because social proof is the only thing that persuades people more than anything else. Because I heard this other day from someone he said, if you don't have confidence, build evidence. And evidence is the freaking highest of persuaders. Like it's the best aspect, or you can say best thing that persuades a person into taking an action. And the third thing that works nowadays, I don't know if it work in future or not, little bit of BTS. For example, if you're an HVAC contractor, shoot 3-4 videos of shoot 5-second, 10-second videos of actually while your people are doing the thing, installing those cooling systems or installing those heating systems. Just take 5-second, 10-second videos, and with them insert little testimonials, and that's going to act as little BTS, because people believe more into seeing behind the scenes. I don't know why, but it's just what I've seen out of the experience works nowadays. Yeah, and this is the basic framework. There are a lot more things to it. But this is the basic framework if you're getting started, or if you're someone who's not been able to crack the code of his marketing regarding his business. And in future, again, I say, if I thought of doing something like that, because I don't want to sell advice. I want to do the actual work myself. And in future, I might be able to, if you scale your businesses, I might invest in your businesses and help you scale 100 million plus. For now, that's just it. I'm just creating this content for you guys because I know there are a lot of problems these entrepreneurs face who have been running these brick and mortar businesses. And an important thing is hop onto the marketing. It's the best space that you can go through. Put yourself in, try, test, and you're going to eventually crack the code. Don't think that bullshit, it doesn't work. It works 100% of the time. It's only that you get preyed on by ad agencies or media agencies that don't know anything more than they do about getting you a customer or making you a sale. Marketing is a completely different thing. It can turn your business from thousands to millions and millions to billions. And that's what has happened in the past, and that's how the history has remained. But if you only understood what you were supposed to do, you're gonna, you're gonna reach that phase of your life. So I think if this, if this is something that made you think differently, then I did my job, my existence did my job, and this video did its job. And I wish you all the best with your businesses. And if there is some kind of mistake in the way I explain, or however, just drop a comment about it, and I'll try to, because I'm not a professional content creator, a storyteller. Never been doing such things, but it's just what I know, and try to keep it as brief as possible and as comprehensive as possible, and then just give you the knowledge and whatever I know based out of experience and whatever I've learned. So yeah, it's just as simple as that. And if there is any mistake in my storytelling and the way I explain, just tell me. I'm going to try to improve and eventually give you the best that you need. So bye bye. Thank you so much for watching the video, and wish you all the success.